Hi, it's Jessica. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a mixed media artist and I like to call myself a creative hummingbird. I dabble in jewelry making, collage, watercolors, all kinds of stuff. So today we're going to talk about polymer clay. Now, I've been working with polymer clay for about, let me give you a little backstory. I've been working with polymer clay, sorry if my chair squeaks. I'm working with polymer clay since 2020, and I love it. You can do a lot of things with it. The thing about polymer clay is once it bakes, it becomes, let me pull out a package in case, ooh, I found even more little bits and bobs. Anyways, let's see, pull out a pack of polymer clay. It's just a green. I like to use Sculpey. But what happens after you, let me make sure I'm recording. Okay. Sometimes you'll make pieces that you don't like. Like, I don't like this, right? But I don't want to throw it away because if you know about polymer clay, you know that once it's baked, it turns into a type of plastic. And so, you know, we want to keep as much plastic out of the landfill. So I've saved all of my pieces that I don't like, my little bits and bobs that I don't like over the years, and I've collected them. I haven't thrown them away, and I don't know what to do with them. You know, I was thinking about ways to do something to do with them, because one thing about artists, we know how to save some stuff, save a box, save a little sheet of paper to put into collage. You go to an event and there's some cute napkins. I know you put them in your pocket, and I could put them in your pocketbook or your pants pocket or whatever, so that you can take it home and use it later in your work. I know you do that because I do that. So anyways, here's a whole bunch of pieces that I didn't like them. And let's see what I came up with this idea. It's probably been done before, and so I just like to use I'm going to start using my polymer clay in this manner. Now you can always take a cheese grater, metal cheese grater, grate up these little chips or your pieces and get them into like little fine particles, and then mix them in with uncured clay, and you can get like a terracotta. You know, get little speckles and make your own type of terracotta with your leftover clay. You're free to do that. So my first, and I also, this is all about upcycling, recycling today, because in this project we're using cardboard. So I took a piece of cardboard, I cut it off a box, I gessoed it, and then I painted over it with some unbleached titanium. This version is Blick, but I also have Liquitex. And then I use, don't go out and buy this if you don't have it, but it's this stuff for drywall. It's like a sticky tack. You put this on drywall, you do something with it, I don't know. Okay, I saw this a long time ago. I bought some, and I finally got to use it. So it's for drywall, but it's sticky on this side. And so I cut a piece of it, painted the background, and then I used my heavy gel matte acrylic medium to glue down my pieces. And these are all the pieces that I made that I had in my little stash that I did not like. And then I did a little border, and that's it. So in this one I did it a little bit too big, and the other ones that I did in 4x6, so that if you wanted to make them, you can put them in frames. So here's an example of one that I did that's 4x6. I used some leftover polymer clay pieces. I took some cardboard and painted it I used some of my drywall tack in the background, a little bit of paper, collage right there, and I painted it this fuchsia color background. Okay, next one I took some fabric, polymer clay, a little bit of drywall tape, painted that cardboard, and it's not painted to perfection. You can see, you know, I painted this blue, and I did not, dark blue, and I did not like the background, so I repainted it. Now these are cool because what you can do with these, you can make smaller ones and put your business card on the back or your information on the back and give them away. You can make this size, and when you have like a really cool customer that you want to give something special to, you can give them a little extra in their package if you're shipping out orders, or if you have them, you can have them on a table. If you're selling your pieces, you're selling your work, you can have different types of these out so that people can choose, and they can be reasonably priced. Because the thing about this is that this one I did, I'll get back to my point. This one I had some leftover collage, and I just glued some polymer clay. This is a cardboard that I painted. So you can do this with your leftover collage too. What was I saying? You can spend as little time, or what I found this project to be, you can spend as little time or as much time on these little projects, and it can help you with getting your composition together. So let's see, I have all these little bits. Let's see what we can do. I kind of like this little guy here. Just put this in here like that. Is that it? Yes. Okay. Okay, so you can decide your own parameters, your own, like, I don't like these two orange things together, right? So we're not going to do that. And I don't like how these are straight lines together. I don't necessarily like, well, it's not that bad. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, kind of like that. Okay, I'm not. So, like I said, you can take as much time with this. Once you put it down, you can say, okay, it's just going to stay. I'm just going to leave it. Right? Because you could be here fiddling with these bits for a long time. And sometimes they have a hole in it. Who cares? Put it down. Oh, I don't like that. They are similar in size. Okay, so I'm going to continue to work on, I'm going to figure this one out. Figure this one out, and then we'll go to the next phase. So this is one that I did, and this is I glued some of my, this is actually a piece that I made on a flap of a box that I didn't I liked it, but there's all different colors in this part behind. Take these off because so this was behind it, and I think this is just gesso. I did not add another coat of anything, and collage paper. So, but I liked this. I painted, just picked out a color and painted some cardboard. And I'm just adding little bits in there. I just like the way it looks. Do I want that there? Okay. Like I said, okay, I want it on the opposite side because we already have gold on this side and we don't have any gold down in the bottom. So that's how I do my, let me show you how I glue it down. that's how I do my collage, or when I think about composition. I think about, okay, so there's gold up here, right? But there's no gold down here. So where can I put some gold, bring in some gold to the bottom half of this piece? And, okay, we have circles. Let me see what other shape. Okay, I can add a circle, but then I want to add a different shape in here. So, and it has black throughout. And I picked this color because of this little pop right here. It's not the exact color, but it's a similar color. So that's how I think about like composition, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's just I eyeball it until I like it and switch it around until I like it too. But I do think about those types of little things, like where color is in the piece already, and how to balance it out in the rest of it. Now, I don't necessarily need to use this heavy matte medium because I have used regular acrylic medium, matte medium, and it works just fine. But I just pulled out my gel medium, and gel medium is messy. I'm messy, okay? It's not that the gel medium is messy, I'm messy. How about that? Okay. It's nice and quiet here early in the morning. I'm gonna take a little sip of coffee. Coffee that I'm drinking today. My grocery store has a toasted coconut brand. It's like a light roast toasted coconut. And oh my gosh, I tasted Chobani sweet cream. Oh, it is so good. The only thing I realized, it is not oat milk, so I'm kind of disappointed in that. Maybe they have an oat milk version of it, because I do like oat milk instead of regular milk, but it is so good. It turns my bad coffee at work into deliciousness. Because our coffee does not taste the best at work. And yeah, so love Chobani sweet cream. Okay, let's put that right there. That's up. I think I did it wrong. Put this right here. So that's that one. I think it looks cool. So here's a gesso. See, this is the flap, right? This is where the tape went for the package. Cut it up. Nice and stiff. This is a gessoed layer. And sometimes the color, the other thing is that the reason why I like to use this little drywall tape is because it gives it like a little background. It's almost giving it a frame without giving it a frame. So, I mean, you could technically tape around, paint the inside, and then peel the tape, and then tape and paint something else, right? Or paint the outside border. If you want, you could do that too. That's another way to do it. You could tape the outside and put your composition within the tape borders. Okay, that's an option for you to do as well. So the other hard part about this is you gotta figure out what color you want for the background. And like I said, you can do them all in one color. You can do them all with a black background. You can do them all with a white background. You don't have to get fancy like I'm trying to be right now. I'm trying to just make it more complicated by trying to figure out the background, because you want these to be quick so that you can move on. And if you're giving any, you don't want to spend a lot of time making them, you know, because you'll probably give them away, or if you're selling them, you may want to spend a little bit of extra time on there. Ooh, this is cool. I think that is cool. Yeah. And the other thing that I like to do is I like to, oh, let me move this up because you probably can't see it. The other thing I like to do is you can prep your cardboards one day and then get your cardboards ready. And then paint and glue and all that the next day, because working with the gesso can be kind of messy too as well. I could use this background. I mean, this is a great background. It will look great with that. Alright, but it has like this kind of little green in there. And I do have some, I have this, I can just use this straight out the container. Let's do it. I can use it straight out of the container. Instead of trying to make my own color. I could use a bigger brush. I like the way this sounds. You know, I was writing with a pencil the other day. When's the last time you did that, write with a pencil? I loved it so much. Just hearing it, I just was in my notebook writing with my pencil, and I forgot how much I loved that sound. Well, did I even love that sound before? But now that I don't hear it as much, I guess I appreciate it more. Sound of a pencil and writing in a notebook. I always love notebooks. I always carry a notebook with me wherever I go. That's why I have a big purse, but just love the sound. Try to get rid of it. I mean, you can still see some of the gesso through. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry. Because I do sometimes, ooh, look at that. I do incorporate these leftover napkins into my work, so you can do that too. And that helps you, so you're not putting all this paint down the drain. You clean off your brush first in a notebook, on a napkin, and you can use them for later. You can use them for collage. You can use them as a background. You know, you can add intrigue to your piece. So clean off your brush. Let that dry. Okay, now while that one is drying, I'm going to make another one. Let's see what we can do here. Ooh, I like this. Oop. Now, I used to make, I've talked about this before, chokers, and these are reminiscent of the types of chokers that I make. So, if it's similar to your work, that's cool. If it's not similar to your work, that's cool too. You know? Like, boom. Put that on some cardboard and we got it. But we're going to keep going just a little bit more. I don't want everything to be like the same. Because like I said, this is where you can work on your composition and create interesting little pieces. I'm liking that. All right, see if we can put something. And there is that composition where there's something small and it looks like it's like in imbalance because it has like a small piece at the bottom, and then it's balancing like all these bigger pieces. Like we could do something like that. Take that, right? And let's see if we can teeter something on there so that it looks teeter something. Have you ever said that? Have you ever said let's teeter something? I think that's the first time I've ever said let's teeter something. Let's teeter something. I gotta put some red up here if I'm gonna do that. You could put this black here. It's still not that, it's not completely that composition, but it is kind of that composition. Let's do that, that's more interesting. Going to be too long. Okay, that's a little bit too long. See how it looks? Ooh, I have this little bit right here. Oh, it's unbaked. This little piece of unbaked clay. That is so hilarious. Okay. But if I bake it right quick and put it... Ooh, I need to bake this, but oh, I think it's gonna go right there. I think I like that right there. I'm gonna go off camera and put this in the oven. Okay, I'll be back. So I wanted to show you, I let the background dry and I added the drywall tape to this, and it's not glued down yet, but this is what it's gonna look like. I think it came out cool, and I like the color of the background. While I was sitting here, and I should have thought of this with this paint color that I mixed together, but I remember I could do a swatch of this too. I just took two colors. I took like a I took Liquitex Gray Green, and then I took Blick, I think. This little discounted color that I have. Light blue permanent, mixed them together, and I came up with this. And this toned down like a sage green. But what I did was, when I was painting the background for this piece, this is going to be the background for this one. This turquoisey color. I mixed a whole bunch of colors together, and I'm not necessarily, I've swatched colors before, but it's really not my thing. But what I did was, I did take I took a piece of cardboard, leftover piece of cardboard, and I swatched the color so that I can make it again, because I really like the way it came out. And this is on, I didn't gesso this one, but I do have a piece, a little piece somewhere where I actually gessoed it. This piece. I have another piece too. This is for me to work with something, put it in my work. But I thought I did another piece of it with gesso so I could write on the back of it. But anyways, so I'm going to write on the back of it everything that I use, because I use a whole bunch of different colors to get this green. And I just wrote it on my, wrote it down. So maybe that's what I'll start doing, is I'll start making paint chips of the colors that I like, because I can cut up a whole bunch of pieces of cardboard, have them ready, paint them, and then just have them in front of me when I need them, not in a notebook swatched off somewhere. Like I said, I don't do a lot of swatching, but it would be nice if I want to make a color again that I made before, and I thought that was a cool idea to do. So you can put that in your arsenal as well. So right now I am waiting for the other color to dry. So I'll show that to you when it's all done. Work, had to get dressed and get myself together to go to work, but I just wanted to show you the pieces. The one that I was working on earlier that I finished. This is that color that I made, that I swatched out. And I changed the design a little bit from what you saw before. And it's glued down. And I like the way it came out. And then the other one that you saw, this one's glued down too. And I got some black paint on it because I was working. Oh, it just came out. I guess I just did that. I was working on something else earlier. So that one is done. And then I have this one I prepped with some black gouache. And I'm going to put a different one on there. Let me see if I can see. I don't know why I couldn't. The one that I want to show. I'm going to make this one. Let me move it up just a little bit so you can see. I'm going to put it on that black. So I hope this inspires you to not throw away your bits and bobs of polymer clay and upcycle them and use them in another piece of art. You can challenge yourself to work on composition and use your materials in a different, fun way. You can give them away, like I said. You can sell them at art shows. You can make smaller versions or larger versions and put your information on the back and use them as your calling card. I don't even know if people use business. People don't use business cards the way they used to. So, but you could make small versions and put your information on the back. That would be a very cool business card. It'll be a lot of work, but it'll be very cool, and people would remember you for that. So, I hope. Like I said, I hope this inspires you to upcycle your materials. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Happy creating.